interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With Ryan ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
Ryan was in fact ready in his chair this week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For the first time ever.
Wide
awake and ready to go. Let's go coffee.
First time and last time.
First time and last time. Yeah, let's just get into it.
Go ahead.
This is the last time I'm going to be co-hosting this regularly. I will come back once in a while if Joe will ever have me.
Oh, of course.
I've been having an absolute blast doing this for the last 3 months, but as I've discussed on here, I've been having some scheduling issues that have led to some mental health issues that are leading to all sorts of issues in a lot of areas in my life. So I need to simplify some shit and get my head straight and work on getting my life back in line. So I am no longer going to be co-hosting this weekly. I don't know the next time you'll see me. Hopefully I'm in a better headspace when that happens, but I'm gonna keep jamming with Living Brain Dead, and you'll see me at shows with them, and I'll still be in shambles, so come check us out, and hopefully I'll be back here sooner versus later.
Living Brain Dead might see you more often now.
Yeah, I mean,
we haven't seen you in 2 weeks since the show. A week and a half.
I know. Well, I've been canceling band practice too. That's the fucking thing. Is I don't know. It's lame of me to continually talk about my job and obligations and stuff, but I don't know. Oh, dude.
Good luck from Tim.
Thank you so much, Tim. Appreciate it, man.
Good luck from Jazzy, who asks if you would be Uncle Ryan. Yeah, sure. He's Uncle Ryan.
I'll be Uncle Ryan, no problem.
Well, Karina and I are mom and dad, so.
I'll be Uncle Ryan. And I'll only show up every 6 weeks, but I'll have beer every time.
He will. It's true. So the search for a co-host starts tomorrow. I don't know who's going to be sitting next to me next week. I just know that I'm going to have to contact Katie later this week. Like, hey, you know that intro you redid 3 months ago?
Yeah, sorry. God damn it.
It's all good though. I mean, like anybody who's ever worked with me in any capacity on any project I've ever done, it's always been your mental health is a priority, your family is a priority. Mm-hmm. And that's always going to take precedence over anything that I'm doing, anything I'm putting on, anything I'm trying to produce or anything. That's going to absolutely, take precedence. Your mental health is important, your family is important, and, physical health obviously is important. So those things are going to take importance over anything. So I'd rather you go and get your head straight and get caught up on work and everything you need to do, and spend more time at home and do whatever you got to do. I'd rather you do that than have to come here every week and be like, I'm tired, I want to go home, this sucks.
Well, hey, I haven't been doing that.
No,
I hope.
You absolutely haven't. But I'm
you've
saying,
definitely seen it. There was that week. Who was it? It was I think it was Laura. Was like, Ryan didn't understand a thing Joe just said, and she hit the fucking nail on the head. I zonked out for a second because I'm overloaded.
I'm pretty sure she says that to whoever my co-host is if I'm getting into talking about technical details about stuff. So, which I'm pretty sure was the case at that time. I was babbling about something with the website or something. I don't know.
But yeah, man, I appreciate it. And it's like I said, man, I've been having a blast doing this, and I really hope that you have me back as frequently as you'll have me, because I've been having a great time doing it. I just am at a point right now where I can't do it every week. So
well, I mean, like I said before the show, even if it gets to a point where you're caught up on work and you're like, all right, I've got all this extra time now, and you want to come back, the chair will be waiting for you.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like that's, you know.
There's always going to be a chair for this butt. I appreciate that, Joe.
Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So.
Well, let's make the last one a fucking banger.
Let's do it.
Shit, man.
Let's do it. Let's talk about local venues defrauding the U.S. government.
I don't know how deep I want to go on that because we just asked them to put us on or the promoters to put us on a show there. But no.
I don't want to ruin any prospects for you, dude. Like,
no. It's one, it's not going to happen because I think another band already got booked on it. And two, I mean, it's in the news. This is not us talking shit about a venue. This is like. So I mean, what was it that what was the exact number? The Rapids Theater.
$750,000.
Yeah, the Rapids Theater fraudulently claimed, or they're alleging anyways in the news to have fraudulently claimed $775,000 in the pandemic loan program, whatever the name of it was, the PPP. And they're saying it's fraudulent, and it carries a term of like a max of like 30 years in prison.
We gotta talk about the fact that the Rapids Theater did not. I mean, like, they lost revenue, sure, because a lot of tours weren't going, but the Rapids Theater never fucking closed.
Right. They stayed open and kept going. I remember there was a show that you guys were supposed to be playing.
We were booked, and what happened there was they were like, oh, we're not selling any tickets for this show, so we're gonna cancel the show. But people that were trying to buy tickets were unable to get through the box office, unable to like actually buy the tickets. And so they're telling, oh, we're not, no, tickets aren't selling. Yeah, you're not selling them.
Right.
What do you want? That's nothing on us. I mean, you're going to take this show away from us. And literally the only reason we were going to play that show was Brian was like, no, I want you guys to get a chance to play this stage.
Right.
Because that's a huge stage.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like Rapids Theater's cool, man. We saw fucking I think I've only been there once. We saw like Real Big Fish and Streetlight Manifesto. It was awesome. The venue is super cool, but thinking back on that, if they're not letting them, I mean, that probably right there was how they were getting these fraudulent loans. They probably weren't staffing the place, and they weren't actually, I mean, this is all just fucking speculation, but they weren't staffing it adequately. They weren't really allowing tickets to be sold. They were then claiming that since nobody was buying tickets, they need these loans to keep themselves afloat. And I mean, it's $750,000, and this is amidst what just came out earlier this week that they're estimating it's anywhere. I mean, estimating, this is a broad fucking swing, but they're saying across the country there have been like $900 to $400 billion in loan fraud from the PPP program. So. Point being, if they're calling out the Rapids already before they have formed these task forces and all of this other shit, like, the hammer's gonna fucking drop on them. And I mean, the Fed is not gonna let this shit go easily. Like, anybody who fraudulently took out these fucking loans is gonna be prosecuted. It's really gonna be interesting.
I mean, and I was already not going to Rapids anyway. We were just saying before we came on the air, like, oh, I guess that's a venue we're not going to. I was already not going there because of like the whole like them trying to say in the comments that, oh no, it wasn't us, when somebody like compared COVID vaccine cards to Nazi papers.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, it wasn't us. It was this other page that has a completely different name that's pretending to be us. Yeah. Like, yeah, this screenshot has the same name as you, so your argument is invalid.
That was a really interesting period in our city's history, where you suddenly learned what the political affiliation of business owners was. Like.
It's why nobody goes to chefs anymore, is because like as soon as like the whole George Floyd stuff happened, and like the one cop shoved the old dude down in downtown Buffalo, and the guy's like, well, I support the police, and everybody's like, yeah, well, we don't fucking support you, see ya.
Yeah, it was interesting, man. Like it happened all over. Bunch of taco places people won't go to anymore. Bunch of couple venues that have said some strange things. Couple gastropubs that have said some strange shit. I don't know. I don't want to sit here and just call people out,
Yeah.
but it's pretty egregious.
But you know, we were discussing in the group chat earlier about the businesses around here. There's been a few that have like had signs on the door like, "Oh, forgive us, we're short-staffed, nobody wants to work anymore," and then it came out that they took those PPP loans.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and that one right there too, like that's telling because like the type of a person that puts that sign up, like you know that person is gonna fucking suck to work for. Like if your mantra is how come nobody wants to work, it means that you're narcissistic and you're approaching everything from the perspective of how good you think you are at working. So like that person is gonna fucking suck to work for. All WNY hat. This is the Buffalo Bills hat, but I'll take it. Let's go Buffalo. But like, yeah, you see those signs up. Like there was one of them on the Jim Steakout near my house, and like I love Steakout, but there was a sign that was like, "Be patient with our." It was the sentiment was actually nice. It was like, "Be patient with our staff," and I'm like, "That's good." And then it was like, "Because nobody wants to work," and I was like, "What are you fucking talking about? Like everybody I know wants to work. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Everything is shut down."
I actually seen that sign. I went to a show at Good Bar, and I walked over to that Jim's because ETS was closed after, and it was like, oh look, they're one of these businesses. Okay.
Yeah, cool. and I mean I'm not
maybe that's what next week's podcast is just a sign that says we're short staffed because nobody wants to work.
Yo, do that. Actually, that's phenomenal. If you've got this on a tape delay, pull that out and then just do that so people like tune in next week and it's just like nope, no podcast. Ryan is a liberal cuck. He does not want to show up to work. He's taking out fraudulent PPP loans, and he's at home playing Elden Ring and drinking Jenny Reds.
All right, so you're a lawyer. You've probably seen the clip that's been floating around from the Oscars. What's your take?
I mean, I don't know. Hard to have like it's battery. It's fucking battery, and
we'll talk about this in a minute.
I mean, yeah, it's battery. Like they weren't threatened in any way, right? There was no reason for him to be like defending himself. He is defending the theoretical honor of his wife, as he says it. But really, what it is Chris Rock said something that upset Will Smith's wife, and I think it was Will Smith's wife. I don't know. I'm not in their heads.
It was, yeah.
But he also became upset from it, went on stage, battered a man, like assaulted and then battered a man, and then walked back off, and the cops did not show up. So, yeah, I was a little bit frustrated by it, and I try to stay at the level-headed, like, let's slow down and figure out what the fuck happened. Like, I'm not gonna jump up and start screaming for blood for Will Smith, even though what I think he did was wrong. It's more for me, I'm like, why on national TV for this event that as far as I can tell was not scripted, are we going to allow this, again, battery to occur and then have zero consequences shown? Like, I kind of agree with what the comedians are tweeting out, which is you've now made it acceptable, or you've now incentivized people to go on stage and assault us. And don't get me wrong, it's going to be a very different fucking situation if some drunk guy from the West Side goes on stage at the Helium Comedy Club and smacks Mike Birbiglia. Yes, that's a fucking different thing. That dude's going to fucking jail. Mm-hmm. You know, Will Smith isn't because he's Will Smith, but like, what the fuck, man? That's a felony. You can't do that to somebody.
So, I saw it, like, it was trending, so I was like, all right, let me see what everybody's talking about here. So I went and I watched the clip, and the first thing I found was actually somebody, like, breaking down the clip, and it was, like, the uncensored, like, Japanese cut of the clip where you actually hear Will Smith go, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," right?
Yeah.
And it's, like, just, like, even without that commentary, if I had just seen it happen, like, if I was sitting here watching ABC and saw it happen, that was a fucking work. That was not a shoot, dude. That was a work.
What do you mean?
So that's wrestling terminology. A work is like you're trying to convince everybody that it's real, whereas a shoot is it's actually real.
So you're saying this entire thing was staged?
Staged.
Yeah.
Entirely. Because
See, I mean,
and I don't know that it wasn't like spontaneous, but at the same time, like, yeah, that like I think like Will kind of saw Jada looking at him like, what the fuck are you laughing at? And he's like, oh shit, I gotta do something. So then he gets up on stage, he smacks Chris Rock, who barely fucking reacts to it.
Yeah.
And security doesn't jump on stage to do anything, to your point.
Right.
And like, okay, if this wasn't at least somewhat planned, and on top of this, we need to talk about the fact that Oscar ratings have been down.
See, so, okay, so yeah, keep going, because that's the point I want to come back to on this, because you are right, there is another angle here.
Oscar ratings have been down.
Yes.
So what do? There's a famous saying in pro wrestling, and that is controversy creates cash.
I mean, yeah.
So you get Will Smith and Chris Rock. Will Smith, who's an actor, I believe he won Best Actor like immediately in the aftermath of this.
Yes.
Goes up on stage, smacks Chris Rock, who doesn't fucking sell it at all. And, you know, like, even if you watch Will Smith's body language when he sits back down and he's yelling at Chris Rock, you know, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. He's doing it with that fucking Will Smith face. You know what I mean? Like, it's Will Smith, the fucking actor, doing this. In just my opinion, I don't know. That's just the way me, the wrestling fan, is sitting here watching this. Like, no, that was totally a fucking work. Like, you have a show that has a lot of prestige, that's, you know, bleeding ratings. Like, they're not, you know, their ratings have been significantly down the last several years. I didn't even know the fucking Oscars were happening.
Yeah. That's a good point, because I didn't know either until I woke up in the middle of the night and had to Yoba Goya and fucking realized, oh man, look what's happening. The Oscars were last night. Holy shit. So you are correct. Like, and to that point, so I went through that process of thinking about, is this staged or is this, you know, a real spontaneous event? And kind of where I land on that, there's two things. Like, one, and I don't really want to get into the nitty gritty of wrestling and accidentally offend anybody who's in on that, but like, you understand that it's a show.
Right.
With the Oscars, you are not anticipating that to happen, and that does make it a much more effective marketing tool if it is indeed a staged event.
I'll tell you what, man, the reaction from that crowd was great, because it just went from, yeah, we're laughing at Chris Rock's, you know, stupid jokes, to, holy shit, what did we just see?
Exactly.
I'll give you that.
But on the flip side of that, and this is point one moving through it, like if it is indeed a staged event, at an event that you are not expecting this to happen at, like, I'm not going to say there's liability, but there's moral culpability down the line when somebody copycats this shit. And our entire society is a slippery slope with the way we present things in media, so I'm not saying that the Oscars are above doing this, but like, if you're staging that, it is legitimately dangerous to people that get on stage. And I would assume that their lawyers would advise them against doing it. Now, the marketing pull may be enough for them to take the risk, which brings me to the second point of why I can't imagine why this would ever be a fucking work, is who benefits except the Oscars? Like, what is going on behind the scenes that gets Will Smith to say, yeah, no problem, I'll shatter my reputation? Because nobody's sitting there going, this was a heel turn. Everyone's sitting there going, that guy's a fucking criminal. So what did they do to incentivize him to do it?
So not everybody is sitting here saying Will Smith is a criminal over this. There are people who are like, good for Will for fucking standing up for his wife. Because it was a very tasteless joke. Let's be honest here.
I'm not defending that.
Yeah, she can't fucking help that she's losing her hair. Like, that's a medical condition.
So I'm not going to defend that, but what I am going to say is that I don't know what's happening with the writing staff on the show. So I don't know if Chris Rock wrote that joke.
Right.
If there's writers backstage, how much time he had to rehearse it, and how much leeway he has to deviate from the script in his contract without being in breach and not getting paid to be on the Oscars, and then needing to indemnify them against any damage done to the broadcast by him deviating. So who's actually at fault for saying that and for writing it, I have no idea. All I know is that doesn't fucking matter when it comes down to those are words, and it wasn't a threat.
No, absolutely.
It's very offensive, but you can't defend yourself unless it's a threat. So in the normal world, what Will Smith did, while it may be noble from, if you want to say like a moral standpoint, or from a relationship maintenance standpoint, it is assault and battery. It's a crime.
Yes,
it
absolutely.
is a crime, you know? Like, so people are saying that it's good that he was defending his wife. I don't disagree with that, but that doesn't make him not a criminal, like, for doing that, if it's real.
Right.
Like, you know?
I mean, we were talking last week about an incident I saw outside a Good Bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how security at Good Bar jumped right in before anything got physical between the two people involved.
Yeah.
Okay, you're telling me that at the Oscars, somebody can just get up on stage, walk up and slap the host in the face, and security's not jumping all over that? Even if it is fucking Will Smith. All right, like...
Sure, but what are they paying him? What are they giving him? Did they say, like, okay, you get Best Actor if you fucking hit rock? You know, like, and if that's going to come out someday, and then that's going to damage the reputation of the fucking awards even further. So, like, the thing is, it doesn't add up. And if it is a marketing stunt, I mean, it's a great one, because I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. And we've just talked about it for 15 minutes. So like...
Well, and you're saying who does it benefit? When is the last time either one of us, in the course of a normal conversation, brought up Will Smith or Chris Rock?
Yeah, I mean, I think,
Or
yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith, for that matter, or the fucking Oscars.
Yeah, I mean...
Who does it benefit?
It benefits I guess it benefits the fucking, what is it? The Screen Actors Guild, and it benefits the fucking Oscars. But,
yeah.
So, I love Tim's point here, because that is... I don't know if I would make that point, but I agree with it. Like,
that is a fair point.
No $12 an hour security guard is going to rush Will Smith, like, fucking absolutely. And we don't know what's in the security guards' contracts. We don't know what the company supplying the security is required to do. They might have, like, I don't know, it wouldn't be indemnification. You wouldn't be indemnifying people for that shit. But they may incur, like, additional liability and lose the contract and be in breach if they touch the other actors. Like, perhaps their only job is to prevent civilians from getting in, but it says don't touch Will. Like we don't know. There's so many moving parts behind this fucking thing. Even just beyond the guy's motivation, they might be contractually obligated to not get up there. This could be a thing. I mean, maybe they're fucking supplied by the Oscars, and some producer was like, let him go. This is great for ratings, you know, like... It could be any of this shit. The only thing is, the question of who benefits, the fucking Screen Actors Guild and the Oscars benefit, but, like, Rock doesn't benefit, Will Smith doesn't benefit, apart from the idea that all press is good press, but, like, everything...
No such thing as bad publicity.
Exactly. But everything I'm seeing is, like, Rock got done dirty and fucking Will Smith committed a felony on national TV. And if that's the case, you got to point that fucking out, like, that it's staged eventually. Otherwise, it's going to happen again in 6 months from now. Like fucking Patton Oswalt's going to be dead or something, you know? Like some guy's going to rush a stage and hit somebody, and it's going to kill him.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the only people who really know for sure are Will Smith and Chris Rock, and probably the producers of the Oscars.
Yeah.
Like, we can sit here and we can speculate all we want and say, like, you know, I'm not convinced it was real. You're not convinced it was fake. So, you know,
I do have a Twitter account. I guess I could ask them. You think they'll tell us?
No. No, and they've both released statements since then where Chris Rock is like, I crossed the line and I apologize. And Will Smith was like, I apologize to everybody for my actions. It was unwarranted. Like, you know.
Yeah, sure. Some fucking publicist wrote all that shit.
Of course, yeah.
Made it the most milquetoast bullshit you could possibly submit to a public forum.
But the point is, regardless of whether it was real, whether it was fake, you and I are sitting here talking about Will Smith, Chris Rock, and the Oscars. Mm-hmm. These are 3 subjects that, had that not happened, we would not be talking about. They would not even cross our minds today.
Yeah.
So, but that's, but like, the rant you just went on was exactly why I deferred to you, because I'm like, yeah, lawyer, let him go.
I mean, yeah, dude, like...
And you made, I watched Legal Eagle last night talking about it, and you made all the same points he made, which was, you know, California law is like, that is battery. Like, even if there was no like actual harm to Chris Rock, like that's battery, that he got up on stage and smacked him.
Right.
The other thing that threw me off a little bit is it was an open hand slap. If you watch the video, open hand slap sounds like this. It sounded like this.
Could have hit the mic.
Probably hit the mic.
Yeah.
But
that is a good point. Like that, I mean, and you're right. Like obviously, there's wide arrays of speculation, and I'm glad that I got the same shit as Legal Eagle, because I did not watch that video. It's been a long fucking time since I was in law school. But yeah, I mean, he fucking battered the guy, and you know, if it's real, he battered the guy, and he should be arrested. If it's fake, then you've just inspired people to do the same thing. So either way, shitty fucking move, Oscars. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pro wrestling is one thing, slapping somebody for talking about your partner or whatever, but like,
exactly,
it's the fucking Oscars, man.
It's a combat sport where you expect it to happen as a part of the show. Like, I don't know.
I was talking to somebody, and I thought like I got ghosted because like they stopped talking to me, and I'm just like, great, okay, what I say, you know? And then next thing I know, I get a message, hey, you know, I'm sorry, I got caught up in the Chris Rock, Will Smith thing. And I had just watched it like right previous to that, and they, you know, their point was, I was like, yeah, that was fake, right? And they go, no, that was so real, and like, you know, I'd be so turned on if my man did that for me, like.
I mean,
but it wasn't like, to me, it just, I still am not, you know, 3 days later, still not convinced. So,
I mean, I understand the allure of somebody that's willing to fight for you. There's a reason that motherfuckers would get in bar brawls, and it was a trope that they would ride off on a motorcycle with a girl on the back, because like, it is an attractive thing to watch somebody like beat somebody up. But like, at the same time, it's fucking illegal, you know, it's fucking illegal. What is my favorite Will Smith film? I mean, geez, that's a hard call. I'm honestly not the biggest Will Smith fan. I really like Men in Black. I mean, Men in Black is fucking great.
Men in Black would probably be my answer, but mostly because like I've seen that in Independence Day.
Yeah, right. Independence Day is pretty good.
Independence Day is good. I fell asleep the last time I tried to watch it though.
What the fuck else have I seen? I, Robot was pretty good. I don't know. I'm not a huge Will Smith fan. Pursuit of Happiness made me cry.
I have that somewhere. My when I was with my ex-wife and like Netflix was still by mail, like we bought that, we rented that, and then we never we like lost it for a little while, and then we found it later after we reported it missing. So,
you got a Netflix copy of The Pursuit of Happiness?
I have a Netflix somewhere in here. There's a Netflix copy of The Pursuit of Happiness. So. I think what we saw was Will Smith tired of being made fun of for the last year and a half, and I think he's, yeah, why not? Sure.
Yeah, well, now I can keep making fun of him for the next, like, 5 years.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's, you know, it is what it is, so, you know, whether it was real, whether it was fake, yeah, you know, good for Will Smith for standing up for his wife after she glared at him angrily when he was laughing at the joke. But, you know.
Yeah.
But if this is real, that joke was very tasteless, and good on Will Smith for doing that. But at the same time, you know, it was illegal.
Yeah, right. It's a better way to deal with that. Like, you can walk up and you can take his microphone off. You can walk up and impede the event. You can walk up and leave and make a statement.
Walk up and be like, yo, dude.
You can't ever, and I know this is like not punk rock because we like going to shows and getting in fights and hanging out and shit, but it's like
you like getting in fights, not
right,
me.
It's like you can't ever hit anybody. Like if things work the way they're supposed to, if you hit someone, you go to jail. Right.
Right.
That's the way it's supposed to work. You're never allowed to fucking hit anybody. So I don't know.
You know, and I can see like why Chris Rock would decline to press charges though. Like, hey, I made a tasteless joke. I fucking deserved it. Like that kind. I've been in that situation
Well, of course,
where I've gotten punched in the face for saying something that I shouldn't have.
Well, and it's also very good PR for him because it allows him to continue to be the bigger person and look better.
His ticket sales.
But the other thing is he has no say in whether or not they press charges. That's entirely up to the state.
Well, I mean, but he can personally press charges as well and be like, "Yo, I was assaulted. I need
like
to take this dude to court."
Civil, yeah.
But you're absolutely right. It benefits him because his ticket sales have skyrocketed since the incident.
Fucking exactly.
So
Rufus,
who does it benefit? Who does it benefit? It benefited Chris Rock, clearly.
Yeah, it looks like it.
So, I mean, what do you know, it obviously, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
And I think, you're asking who it benefits. It clearly benefited Chris Rock. Fuck Kid Rock, anyway.
Yeah, it benefited Kid Rock. Oh my God, have you heard that fucking song that he put out?
I did not. I refused.
Oh, dude.
You could probably tweet. Chris probably didn't know Jada had this illness. If his wife hadn't left him, she probably would have informed him.
Holy shit.
You being Will.
Holy fucking shit.
Man.
Dude, I love it.
I'll tell you what, man. I might just have to, considering the battles that the frontman of this next band and I have been through, I might have to walk up on stage and slap him on tomorrow night, actually. Performing at Mohawk is the DredNeks, opening for Joe Buck Yourself with Tombstone Hands. That's at 7 p.m. tomorrow doors. $10 advance, $12 at the door, 18 and up. This is the DredNeks. The song's called Fishing with Dynamite on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show.
When there's something on my mind, I roll out to the lake. I throw in my lures out, but no one takes the bait. But there's a better way to instant victory every time.
DredNeks on all WNY ThinkSoJoE show. I'm pretty sure they were the first band I ever played on the show.
Really?
I love the DredNeks. I love them to death.
It's a great pick, man. They're fucking awesome.
Grant and I have a little bit of a battle going on a little bit. Like, he's hit me with multiple stone cold stunners. I've hit him with the rock bottom and the mandible claw. And who knows what'll happen. I'm probably going to go to the show tomorrow night. So who knows? Who knows what'll happen there?
You should go slap him, man.
I should.
Just give him a heads up, but, go do it.
I think I'm going to message him after the show, like, yo, dude.
I have a feeling, like, for the next month, like, at every show
It's all going to be
like, just parodies and memes. Like, every fucking show that we go to for the next month, someone's going to get slapped on stage, and it's going to be fucking great.
Oh, yeah, no, that's, you know, I'm already sick of the parodies, and we haven't even seen them yet. So, you know.
We were gonna post a fucking meme about it, but we were already at the point where it was saturated, so we left it. It was gonna be fucking.
That was one of the memes. Was like Chris Rock is, you know, your Facebook feed, and Will Smith is this meme.
Right. Ours was gonna be Chris Rock says Shambles, and then Will Smith is Blink-182 covers. His fucking or Shambles' career slapped by Blink-182 covers.
We were gonna get back to something we saw earlier in the in the chat here, which was where is it?
Active chat today.
Yeah, now I gotta find what I was looking for. It was basically about people. Oh, there we go. People aren't working because they're updating Discogs. Tim and I have been emailing back and forth all week. We were talking about this last week about people updating Discogs without, you know, really knowing what the fuck they're talking about. So what happened was, I guess somebody changed one of his artists' the albums again because basically it goes with the Discogs naming standards, why they keep changing it, except there's an exception to the rule which that album would fall under, which is, you know, a stylistic choice by the artist.
Okay.
In that, one of the words was not capitalized.
Right.
And somebody keeps going in and changing it to be capitalized, and clearly, like, this person has edited, I think, was like something like 30,000 records or something, and
30,000 records, and they're just fucking updating. What is it? And they're making the O capital.
In this case, it was 2, and they're making the T capital. But yeah, like
that's actually like against convention too. That's not how you.
No.
That's not how you would write.
No, but like Discogs standards, 30K plus. Discogs standards is like every word is capitalized.
Okay.
And like we were talking about, like, I understand like the idea of standardization for things of that nature, of like, when you go to one Discogs page, it's going to look like the next Discogs page. I get that, but having been in a band where the name was not capitalized at all, like, I would be kind of frustrated seeing that capitalization because that was a stylistic choice.
Right.
So I get that, and that's just something, you know, it's going to be an ongoing thing, unfortunately, because you got to figure out some kind of way to regulate that to a point where, you know, where somebody like Tim, who owns the record label, can be like, yo, this is how it is. This was the choice we made. This is how it should stay. Please do not update this.
Right.
And be able to, like, lock that.
Well, yeah, you'd figure there'd be a toggle, like when you're initially inputting the record as, you know, whoever the distributor is or the producer or whatever, and you could toggle artistic choice, add a justification that could be sent for a review, and then, yes, as you're saying, once they review it, then it could be locked and it could not be edited again. However, I have dealt with our work document intake system, and the amount of work that it takes to add a fucking toggle to anything, they're never going to fucking do it.
They're going to change all the Ice-T albums to Ice-T.
It's fucking
Look at that.
funny.
You got over Bristol in chat.
Hey!
Shambles is the shit.
That's fucking right. Let's go Shambles. Fucking, speaking of Shambles, actually, that is our naming convention. It's supposed to be all capital.
All capital, all right.
And part of our art is just being lazy fucks that don't give a shit about anything. So we never really bother to enforce that, but we always put it as all capitals. And it gets changed pretty frequently. So if we ever put out anything worthy of going on Discogs, we'll need to go in there and fight back against the overzealous website updaters.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's a little bit of the reason. I don't want to sit here and just like self-promote too much, but like that's another part of the reason that I'm going to be like stepping away a little bit is we got Shambles has some new shit in the works. We got one more show at Nietzsche's next Saturday. That's a Blink-182 show.
That's what I'm doing next Saturday.
Yeah, we're doing a tribute to Blink-182, and then after that, we're hanging back for a little bit. And I had Ethan over last night, and we're working on new shit, and we're hoping to put a record out in the next couple months. We've got 4 or 5 songs written, and we're hoping to have about 7 to do an EP. So be on the lookout for some Shambles shit. I know I've been saying it for months that we're gonna do it, but we're getting really close, and I gotta focus on that a little bit, focus on Living Brain Dead, and focus on my job, and focus on Natalie. Probably Natalie first, honestly. But you know,
before you're on dating sites competing with me.
Exactly. My 12-year relationship will end if I continue to do music and podcast stuff every night of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me this week, dude. I am so busy. Like I'm like yesterday when you're like, "Hey, I can't do practice." I'm like, "Oh shit, what the fuck am I going to do then?" Cuz I was like not expecting to have free time at all this week. So and next week. Next week I'm free like Thursday. And I'm like, I might fucking go to New York just for the fuck of it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So,
I mean, it's gonna be a good time of year to do it. It's gonna start. Weather's
dude, it's
gonna
gonna
start
be
turning.
I asked the other day, and it's gonna be like 60 and partly cloudy. Like, yes,
Yeah, dude.
that is a great day to go to New York.
Let's go fucking walk around Central Park.
Exactly my plan. Like, just like, I'm like, yeah, I have a day where I don't have to do anything. Because Monday, what the fuck am I doing Monday? I'm doing something Monday. I forget what. But I'm doing something Monday. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's April. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even know where I'm supposed to be fucking tomorrow. All I know is Shambles show next week and then band practice dates, and that's fucking it. Everything else is just I wake up in the morning and see what I have as a deadline for the day, and then I do it.
That's my days most days.
Yep.
Like I was literally,
This fucking adult life is so stupid.
I was telling you when you got here, I went to bed at 10 a.m. this morning. And set an alarm for 2, and I always set my alarms on my my home automation devices, like the wiretaps. And so like I'm waking up and which I need to get a physical alarm clock that I actually have to reach over and hit the fucking snooze button on, because like I'll wake up and I won't be able to think of the word snooze. And I end up just like saying fuck it and telling the thing to stop.
Stop now. Stop it.
And then and so like I set an alarm for 2, and the next thing I know it's 3:30, and I've got a text like, hey, hopefully you woke up. Like,
yeah, just did.
Yep, I did. I gotta now eat and shower and clean the house a little bit. So
Easy there, Mark.
I wasn't gonna acknowledge, but there you go.
Easy there, man. Something tells me that considering I own a house with her, she's not gonna leave me just yet. But I do need to put some more time into my relationship. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, definitely that's important. Absolutely, like time at home for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think I'm actually doing anything Monday. I think it's just the Raw after WrestleMania. So I'm like, I gotta be home. Because that's where everything like happens, is the Raw after WrestleMania. So probably that's what I'm doing Monday. But like I like this Friday I'm going to the Sabres game.
Oh yeah, Generette night.
Yeah, I couldn't miss it, man. And like I was looking on TickPick last week, and it's like, man, it's like $75, the cheapest I can get in. I just went on Ticketmaster and I got one for $40. I'm like, what?
Yeah, fuck yeah, not bad.
Like, what the fuck? How come I could get it cheaper directly than on the fucking third-party site?
Yeah,
Like-
the third-party ticket holders think that this is going to be the one that people actually want to go to, and they've been playing so well.
Yeah,
and crank
sure.
the prices up, but
No, I'm actually
but
kind of excited to go.
I mean, you fucking should be. They've been playing great, and I mean, who are they playing on Friday? Is it the Blues?
It's the Predators.
It's the Preds. Okay.
And let's be honest, like I try to go to every game against the Predators. I've got, history there. So
Right, no, absolutely. Preds should be a good game, though. I mean, they're good, but they can compete. Like
I got to get to Nashville for a game at some point.
I've heard
I really
it's
do.
I've heard it's amazing.
I dated a girl very briefly from Nashville. We went to Columbus for a game because it was like the halfway point. So we went to see Buffalo play Columbus.
Firing that fucking cannon.
I went to this game and I'm like, I don't know at what point after a goal that cannon goes off. So I'm like, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking jump when I hear that thing. And so like we go to the game, and I anticipated that they shoot it off before the game, so I was already like, covering my ears. And thankfully, it never went off again because Buffalo won 4-0.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm sitting there, and I'm with this girl who's from Nashville. She's never been to Buffalo, right? Doesn't know anything about Buffalo other than I live here. There's so many people wearing Sabres gear. I'm just like, this feels like a home game. And this lady in front of us turns around. She goes, "Well, our city smells better." And I looked at this lady and I said, "My city smells like Cheerios, thank you very much."
Yeah, dude. I've never understood.
And
nobody's city smells better than fucking Buffalo.
Right?
Like the entire Old First Ward, South Buffalo, and the downtown area. And I mean, I live on the west side. I'm fucking like 5 miles away from the General Mills plant. If
Yeah.
I leave in the morning, I catch a whiff of Lucky Charms. Like it smells like freshly baked fucking cookies every morning. It's amazing.
So the girl I'm with, she turns to me and she says, "Cheerios?" So then I have to explain that the General Mills plant is directly behind the fucking arena.
Yeah, dude.
And that if you go down there, it typically smells like Cheerios. If you catch it on a good day, it smells like Lucky Charms. Like, yeah, Buffalo smells fucking fantastic.
It is amazing. And it's like, and not to just sit here and shit talk Denver because I love Denver. Denver's a great fucking city, but they have a Purina dog food plant, and it does. Oh my god, it smells like shit after midnight.
would
It's
imagine.
terrible.
I would imagine.
Laura, our first date just be us watching Home Alone 5.
First and only date.
First and only date, right? Because I'm not coming back after that. I'm not even showing up to that one, honestly.
Maybe that's what my my next first date should be. Is like, hey, you wanna come over? I'll set up the projector. We'll watch Home Alone 5. then that's like instant ghosting right there.
Right. Yeah, it's not even like The Room where people can show up and have like a sardonic sense of humor and appreciate it. It's just like, no, it's Home Alone 5. The movie that doesn't exist that Laura insists is the greatest movie ever. Well, thank you for inviting me on that first and only date, Laura. I don't think I'm coming.
Yeah. But that was like, proud Buffalo moment right there. Was like, our city smells. No, the fuck it doesn't.
Yeah, dude, it smells fucking great.
The fuck it doesn't.
I will say, the West Side does smell like fucking absolute sewage sometimes because of the waste treatment facility. I shouldn't just undercut our argument, but that's only about once a month.
Right. Most days, Buffalo smells better than most cities.
Yes, and Buffalo proper smells fucking fantastic. I'm over in the residential West Side, don't worry about that. Did you see that fucking car chase?
No.
Dude, like, there was a traffic stop yesterday at Niagara and West Ferry. West Ferry is the street that Natalie's Rite Aid is on, and it's about 3 blocks from our house. They did the traffic stop, and the car fucking took off and drove like rampant through the streets of Buffalo and ended with like hundreds of bullets being shot. And it ended, let me think, they apprehended the suspects at like Bailey and Fillmore, I want to say. Like the entire fucking city. The entire fucking city. It was nuts. I woke up this morning, my mom's texting me like, "Are you okay? I saw that it was on Ferry. I know you guys live there." And I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, I live in the city. It's gonna happen." Like, the Buffalo's not that big. It was pretty wild, though, man. No casualties, no civilians hit.
Thankfully.
2 cops hit, but they're going to live, so that's good, too. And
somebody crashed into a building on Ferry the other day on Saturday night, which I was thinking of going down to Ferry for that Soul Butcher show. Which was like 3 blocks away. So
where'd they play?
They were playing at Revolution Gallery.
Yeah, it's right over there.
And the accident happened like 3 blocks away. So it was like, man, I'm really kind of glad I didn't go down there because.
What is it with Buffalonians and driving their cars into buildings? Like I remember, like my first year.
Well, you know, we were talking about like people are gonna like start imitating the Will Smith Chris Rock thing, right? So it's just people are imitating Ryan O'Reilly.
Right. Ryan O'Reilly had a couple pops and hit a fucking Timmy's.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I remember my first year here, like back in 2007. Like I grew up in Rochester, then I came here to go to school, and in 2007, somebody, it was an old person, I think it was a dementia moment, but they drove through the window at Cheeseburger on Niagara Falls Boulevard, and then like every couple months there has been another car like striking a building and doing structural damage, not just like usually the building wins, but it's been like some severe damage to buildings. It's crazy. Tim, have a good night, man.
Night, Tim. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Everybody else, all right, we're talking shit about Ningwood Records now.
Tell you what, man, that Working Class Stiff show a couple of weeks ago, that album release was fan-fucking-tastic.
I didn't make it, but I mean, every time I've seen that band, they're fucking amazing. They're, I don't know.
I've been trying to get out and see my friends' bands if I can. Like, so Saturday night I went out, I saw Christina Stock do her residency down at Milky's. Went and hung out with Ryan Gurnett from the you know, podcast with a really long name that has to have the really long name or else you're not going to find it.
The struggle.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
So went hung out with him for a little bit, caught a couple of cool bands. There's a new band called Rue. I sent you guys in the group chat like, hey, check out this band. You know, like they're brand new. I guess it was their first show. So
fuck yeah, man. Good to see new bands coming up, man. New shit going on. It's fun to be the old guy in shambles and in the Living Brain Dead now, just like hanging around. You fucking kids.
Old guy in the Living Brain Dead.
When I was growing up, all music was pop punk. We listened to Lagwagon and NoFX.
The old guy in the Living Brain Dead, says the youngest member of the Living Brain Dead.
Hey man, sorry to break it to you, but you know we're on the verge of retirement here.
That's the thing, man. That's why I'm letting you leave the show, is so you can go spend time with Natalie and you don't get broken up with, and I don't got to worry about competing with you. So like, you know, that bottom end of the age range I'm comfortable dating is like still available to me.
I think that would be obviously it's not going to happen. It's hypothetical, but that would be a very fun like reality show. Like I could see it in the vein of like Kenny versus Spenny or something, and it's just like a Bachelor spinoff or something, and it's just you and me attempting to date people and seeing who they pick, and it's never going to go correctly. Like it would need to be a farce, like fucking what is it like?
You get picked every time because you drive.
I mean, actually, like. That would actually be a really fucking funny joke. Like have every episode like you go on a better date and you're more enjoyable, and I'm just like a piece of shit that's just like drunk the entire time, and then at the end like he's got a car, you know, and like the gag.
I'm talking to somebody the other day, right? And I'm like, well, you know, I'm not medically cleared to drive, which is true. And they're like, well, what's wrong? And I'm like, well, you know, I fell asleep. I got to get a sleep study done. I just haven't had the time. And they go, well, how long has it been? And then I went and looked it up, and it's been like 8 years, and I just haven't fucking thought about it because it's so easy to get around.
Jesus Christ, man.
Like, I've gone to like different cities. The worst I've gotten was like stranded in Santa Clara, and that was like, that would have happened regardless of if I had a car. Right. You know what I mean? So like, you know, Meg Ryan can drive, but Joe can crash. Yeah.
The duality of man right there, Laura.
But now it's like, oh man, it's been like 8 fucking years, really? Like now that kind of puts it into perspective. Like I really should get this taken care of.
Honestly, like you should, man. And I don't mean that
no, I'm seriously like considering it. I just like first I have to get insurance, and first I have to take care of like some issues that you and I have talked about as far as you know, legal issues that I need to clear up. So
yeah, no, I understand, man, but it is a good idea. Like you really should look into it, and it's not just because I'm happy to keep bumming your rides, but it's like it is a good idea, man. Like it's cool to feel the wind in your hair from your from your 1992 Mercury Tracer as you're cruising around South Buffalo.
No, I was thinking about it. I'm like, if I get a fucking car, then like, if I want to just fucking up and go to New York City on a Thursday, I don't have to worry about paying for a bus or a plane or whatever the fuck. I could just go.
Yeah.
Or like, like I bought bus tickets to go to Pittsburgh for the Metallica show, right? Because I'm going by myself, so I'm just like, all right, I don't know anybody else that's going. I'm just gonna buy my fucking bus tickets. Well, I buy the fucking bus tickets. And I get a text from the dude I went to Vegas with, and he's like, "Hey, I saw you bought bus tickets for Pittsburgh, but I can drive you." Like, well, now you fucking tell me, He's like, "Can you get a refund?" I'm like, "Well, like I can change the tickets. It's like a $20 change per ticket." But like, yeah, I'm down if you're offering me a ride. Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather go with you than sitting on a bus for however fucking long that bus ride is. I think it's like 8 hours.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's much. Yeah, Pittsburgh's a fucking 2.5, 3 hour drive, and on top of that, you get to chill with somebody, and like you're saying, like I don't know, man.
Here's the thing though. If I had a car and I had the ability to go wherever the fuck I wanted to, like, I would never have money because I'd be like, ooh, the Pretty Reckless is coming to Syracuse.
Yeah, dude, I mean, I feel that. Like, the thing is, though, it's like you would have more money than you'd expect because as expensive as gas is, and, you're thanks, Biden, whatever, fucking assholes. But
go slap I did this stickers on the fucking gas tanks.
Jesus fucking Christ, it drives me nuts. Every time I gotta go out to fucking Tonawanda. But no, like, fucking... Joe hair in his braids. But it's like, as much as gas is right now, and as much as like, insurance, yeah, my insurance is like fucking, I don't have collision. I have like the fucking insurance on the other car or whatever, but it's like $500 a year. And then I fill my tank like twice a month. And then, I got to replace my brakes like every 3 years. I change my own oil and shit. It's like, it's still cheaper than public transportation right now because I used public transport for a while and it is getting ridiculous. Like, when I moved back from New York City and I didn't have a car, because no one has a car in fucking New York, I just gave it to my sister, and then she promptly exploded the engine. Nice job, Aaron. But I moved back and we lived in Allentown, so I just took the train from Allen Medical to South Campus, hopped on a fucking bus, went to North Campus where I worked. And I mean, it was like $4 a day. The gas for me to drive there was like $2.50. So it ends up being less money. And it was less time. It was a 20-minute drive instead of an hour and 15 minutes. Felt like I had my life back when I got a car.
But I don't go anywhere.
All right, fair enough. I forgot. You're a misanthrope.
I literally, I work right there.
Yeah.
I literally do not have to go anywhere. So like, just paying for car insurance is probably going to be more than I pay in Uber and bus on a monthly basis. So that's part of it. And then also, like, if I'm going to get a car, like, I can qualify for a loan and I'm going to go for a loan and then I've got a car payment every month. So like, yeah, it's definitely going to eat into what I'm able to save right now.
I feel
especially in the sense of I was literally sitting here the other day, like, where can I go? What is the best way for me to go see this Hailstorm Pretty Reckless tour? Because they're not coming to Buffalo. The closest they're coming is like Syracuse. They're coming to Cleveland. So I'm like, where can I go that's, a direct bus ride that's not going to cost me an arm and a leg, and I don't have to fucking stay overnight. Which I think the closest I was going to get was like Boston. But I would still have to leave. But like my bus home wouldn't be until like 7 a.m. So it's like, fuck.
Yeah, that's the fucking. That's what it is. Like,
so like that's that's part of the reason to get a car. The other part is like then if I'm on a fucking dating app, that subject doesn't have to be broached. Of like, by the way, I don't drive. I'll meet you wherever the fuck you want to go. I don't need a ride anywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
I will Uber to your house and then I will rickshaw you to the coffee place. No, man, I get what you're saying, man. It is not, it is a huge entry fee to get the fucking vehicle. And like, if you're in the position where you're going to be getting a car payment, don't fucking do that because it's such a fucking ripoff when you get to the part where there's interest and shit on it. But like, if you can get a cheap used car that works well and you just take care of it, like, it's so much fucking cheaper than Ubering everywhere and fucking like you know. And I said the train, like it was fucking $4 a day. Like the bus is $5. That is not egregiously expensive, but it is cheaper to just drive if you do the work on your car on your own, and you end up saving money. So it's like, if you can, do it. If not, it's all good, man. I'll drive you around.
But again,
and just,
this is
people
if you're
okay-
going places every day.
Right.
I
Well,
literally never have to leave the house if I don't want to. So like,
Yeah.
the insurance alone is more than I'm spending to get around to wherever I'm going.
yeah, that's a good point.
So, and like the places that I have been traveling are like, I'm not gonna fucking drive to San Francisco or Las Vegas or, you know, I would drive to Pittsburgh, obviously, or like Cleveland or like even Boston or New York or whatever, but like,
Right.
I'm not gonna drive to the West Coast to go to a Metallica show. I'm gonna fly there.
No, I feel you.
I mean, but if I had a license, of course, then I could just rent a car and be like, yo, okay, cool. I could get around the city now. I would have, had I rented a car in San Francisco, I probably wouldn't have gotten as stranded in Santa Clara. But
Yeah,
like,
you still would have been, man.
but even-
California's roads are all fucked up.
even in that scenario, would I have rented a car if I could have? Probably not. So, you know,
All good, man. I feel you.
so really,
Different strokes, and anybody who's judgmental about you not having a vehicle, I mean, you just got to frame that as a healthy urban lifestyle. You know, you go everywhere on foot.
John just texted me. He said, "Let me know when you're on your way." Like, we're kind of busy, John. Anyway, we'll be on our way after the show. Anyway, speaking of shows, Friday at Milky's. I was just at Milky's the other day. The place was at capacity, man. That was a decent crowd that came out for that. Milky's. This is actually being put on by Flower House.
Nice.
It is Doping the Void from Germany. Heart of the Dog, Dead Lounge, and this band we're about to play right now, they're called the Heathens. That's at 8 p.m. It's $5 at the door, 21 plus. That's at Milky's on Elmwood on Friday night. And I will be probably heading there after the Sabres game, so I'll see you there if you're going. This is Heathens, and this song is called I Feel Good on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show.
I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. I feel so motherfucking good. I feel 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 so much better than I thought I would. I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. I feel good. I feel so much better than I thought I could. I feel good. 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 I feel so much better than I probably should. I feel good.
The Heathens on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show. That song called I Feel Good. Catch them at Milky's on Friday with Doping the Void from Germany, Heart of the Dog, and Dead Lounge. I'll probably end up missing them because I think they're probably one of the earlier bands.
Yeah, and
and
they're
I'm
gonna
kind of
be at
bummed
the
about it because
game.
that was a good tune, man.
No, I mean, that is a fucking jam. Like,
Yeah.
you want to write a good song, like, keep it simple, stupid is the fucking answer for that. And, like, just that groovy ass bass line running the whole way with, like, Just some soul shit. I feel good. Just rocking. Fuck yeah. Sign me up. Like, that's 100 times better than anything Shambles has ever done. Fucking great, man. Go see them. I am going to go home and listen to that.
I need you to remind me of something after the show to grab John's microphone.
Got it. Grab John's mic.
I mean, I do have a fucking, pad right here that I could write it down on, but
Nah, fuck that. You're on the air. I'll try to remember. Grab John's mic.
I will also try to remember.
Are we jamming tonight, or are we
No, we're just meeting them.
Okay.
I have John's microphone and he can't do shit with his other band without it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it came home with me, so I was like, that's why last week when we were supposed to go, I was like, do you need me to bring your microphone? So yeah, I'm glad he mentioned it because it's in the rack drawer in the other room there. So
Fuck yeah. Okay, grab John's mic. Got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Somebody in the chat remind us like closer to 8 o'clock that I need to grab John's mic in case we forget. So.
Yeah, I might not remember after another one of these.
Yeah, he's drinking even though he's the one driving after.
Hey man,
I know you're legal, I know you know
legal limit, brother. Legal limit.
I know you know what you're doing, man.
Well, yeah,
man. I've done that. I won't ever do that again. I mean, obviously, because I don't drink or drive, but I will never drink and drive again. I got home safely, but like,
no, dude, you can't.
I was getting out of a bad situation at the time, so.
Oh yeah, understood. I'm not sitting here judging you. Just just.
Younger me was a fucking idiot.
Just going forward, like, holy shit, dude, nobody fucking ever drink and drive. And
no, absolutely nobody ever fucking drink and drive.
Yeah.
Like I've got a friend, she was driving with her 3 kids, she got hit by a fucking drunk driver in the middle of the fucking day.
Oh, God.
Luckily, she got hurt. Luckily her kids were fine. She's okay now, you know what I mean? But like, that's a scary situation because we could have lost some,
It's fucking terrifying, dude. I mean, you fuck so many people's lives up so easily. And I'm not saying, like, if you go to dinner and you have a beer, yes,
Right.
you can have two beers if you're there for 2 hours and you're good. But, like, man, did you see that article Sports Illustrated published about the Henry Ruggs crash?
No.
Dude, it was fucking brutal. The title was weird. The title was like, this whole thing has fucked me up. And it caused a lot of confusion because they thought they were quoting Henry Ruggs. But what happened, if people don't recall, is like fucking... Henry Ruggs was a first-round draft pick for the Raiders, and in the middle of his first season, he was driving drunk with his girlfriend in the passenger seat, and he did 150 miles an hour directly into the back of a 23-year-old girl's car and killed her. And he was immediately fucking released from the team and shit, but this article was from the perspective of the guy. Oh, yeah, let's talk about some happy shit instead. But no, fuck yeah, dude. Like, that song was the shit. Like, I'm definitely going home and listening to it.
I didn't mean to interrupt you with that, though, but
no, not
like,
at all.
I remember this story. I remember this playing out.
Yeah, and I mean, this is just negative shit, but the article was so fucking... It was from the perspective of the guy that tried to pull the girl out of the car and fucking couldn't. And it's like, not only did Henry Ruggs fuck up the lives of everyone that loved this poor fucking girl driving this car that died in this crash. But you don't even think about like the collateral damage of the guy was a heroin addict that was living in like basically a tent city in a garage in like the downtown area and was driving by and saw it and got out and was standing adjacent to the fucking flames trying to cut this poor girl's seatbelt off and rip her out of the car, and he couldn't. And now he goes and like fucking sets up a candlelit vigil there like every fucking night, being like, I'm so sorry I couldn't. Like, you fuck everyone's life up. Like, do not fucking drive drunk. You're gonna...
No, absolutely not.
Something horrendous is gonna happen eventually.
Absolutely.
Like, don't fucking do it.
Absolutely do not drive drunk.
Instead, drive sober. Listen to the Heathens.
Yeah, there you go.
King of the segments.
Bring it back around. Yeah. Oh, you're trying to steal my title now. I got you. All right. That's why it's your last day.
Exactly.
You were trying to steal the segues from me, so it's like, no, you're fired.
Yep, that's it exactly. I'm gonna try to get fired. I want a severance package. I want 4 weeks pay. I want Cobra benefits, and you're gonna cover them.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm definitely Friday night gonna try and make it out after the Sabres game over to Good Bar, because I realized like after I bought the Sabres tickets, like, oh shit, that was the night I was gonna go to fucking, or at Milky's rather. I'm like, that's the night I was gonna go to fucking Milky's because the Flower House is putting on that show with the band from Germany. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then and also like we're gonna talk about it before the next song break, that there's a good show going on in Mohawk that night too. So it's like, man, I might just, you know, I really want to go to Milky's for that show, but like I could walk to Mohawk.
Dude, fucking music scene's alive and well, man. There's shit going on.
It's
good.
nice to see things happening, and I gotta say, like this morning. Before I went to bed, I programmed all the music because I'm like, all right, I can get this done now and then I can sleep later. As opposed to like going to sleep now and then I have to get up and still do this shit. So let me do this shit now,
Right.
get it done with.
You'll sleep easier if you alleviate yourself from obligation.
But because I was, you know, not fully awake, I completely forgot, like, some friends of ours have put out music lately that would have been great to play on the show. Gumshoe has a new single out.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Which is fan-fucking-tastic. I got a sneak preview of it before it finally released. I believe Cardiac Cassette has some new stuff out. Voice of Dissent, I think, has new stuff out right now.
That is correct.
So, like, you got all these, Mindy Davy has some new stuff. I don't know if it's out yet or if it's coming out this weekend, but just so many artists that are friends of the show, people we love, they've got, you know, music that is out now that I just completely neglected to play on the show this week because I was like, all right, I'm tired, I need to get this done, who's playing where this weekend, and picked songs from bands that are playing this weekend, which is what I typically do, but if somebody's got a new release, I'd try to play it. I absolutely, 100%, I haven't heard the Cardiac Cassette or the Voice of Dissent, and I will go and check those out when I have time, but the Gumshoe release, absolutely recommended. Good fucking shit there.
Yeah, that tune fucking kicks.
Yeah, like, I got sent that, like, the night before it released, so.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you sending this in, and I was like, "Shit, step it up now." Yeah, man. No, it's like I'm saying, man. Music scene's fucking alive and well. It's nice. Everyone's coming out of their little hidey holes, and
thankfully, finally, man. Like,
yeah. It's cool to see what everyone's been working on and what new shit's popping up.
There was a little bit of time where it was just like, man, I can't find 4 fucking shows to promote on the show to play music from.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, fuck, what 4 shows do I pick?
Now we're back to it, man. We are back.
So
fucking
very,
to it.
very happy to see live music back and alive and well, and people out at the shows, and like that Milky show I was at last weekend was sold out. You know, like they were not allowed to let anybody else in, which is great. A lot of people came with that new band, Rue, because it did clear out a little bit after they played, but a lot of people did stick around. Saw Christina Stock. Sally Schaefer was playing guitar for her, so that was
nice. Dude, Sally is in every fucking band. It's so
I am
funny.
so used to seeing Sally with a fucking violin that, like, seeing her with an electric guitar, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. She plays everything.
Right. Like, you put any instrument in front of her, and it just makes sense to her.
Like
and she's
I used
good
to,
at it.
I used to joke that I could play any instrument you give me, but like she can actually play any instrument you give her well.
Yeah, she's legitimately extremely musically talented. She's fucking great. And it's just so funny. She does that thing every month where it's like I don't know. Like I said, like the art of like shambles is that what we do is we are fucking like slackers, and then we show up and we hope it sounds good. But like we've heard that people said that it does, and that's like the art of it. It's like we don't give a fuck, but it's still okay. And then like Living Brain Dead, like, you know, we get our shows in when we can, but like Katie, you know, is out of town and shit. Like then,
I'm a little bit bummed that we can't play Friday night. We gotta like there was a show that came up that we could have taken, but like you're busy, I'm busy, Katie can't make it, like
right. And then Sally, instead of promoting one band and promoting one show for like
here's
weeks
a
on
list of what I'm going to do this week, this month.
Here's where you can see me this month, and there's like 25 fucking things on it,
and
multiple on the same day. It's amazing.
To be perfectly honest, I was sitting there, I'm like, I want to go out tonight. I don't know what the fuck I want to do. I actually have thought about going to fucking Rapids that night for reasons, but but I'm like, nah, I'm not. I don't want to go to Rapids, and I don't want to. I don't particularly want to go to this show. Especially because it's at Rapids. So I'm like, what the fuck is local? And I thought about that Soul Butcher show, and I was looking at some other shows, and I'm like, you know what? I finally saw, like, Meredith Snow had posted, like, hey, who's got shows going on tonight? And Sally commented, like, oh, I'm playing with Christina Stock tonight. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to that. Because I know Christina a little bit. I know Sally. Like, we're friends.
Yeah.
And like I knew Ryan would be working the door, so I'm just like, not this Ryan, the other Ryan.
No, me. I am omnipotent. I am everywhere.
You're
omnipresent.
You're the door guy at Milky's. You're the door guy at Tudor. You're every Ryan. You're singing Whitney Houston songs, just replacing the word woman with Ryan. I'm every Ryan.
That is correct.
Obviously, Laura thinks you're Meg Ryan, so I mean,
I'm every fucking Ryan.
Yeah. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. That sounds like the show I want to go to, because at the very least, I'll know the door guy, and I'll know one of the performers, so I'll be able to be like, yo, let me talk. Like, if I want to interact with people, I can. If I want to sit in the back and be completely ignored, I can. Mm-hmm. So I went there. I talked to the door guy for like half an hour before the show started, because we hadn't seen each other in, since he was married and I was in a relationship. So, it was like, oh, let's catch up a little bit. And he actually had asked me, hey, so where is Karina tonight?
Ooh.
Probably with a boyfriend? I don't know.
Not here, dude.
He's like, oh, when did that happen? Like, yeah, it was 3 months ago. We didn't put out a joint statement like you and your wife. Which was actually a conscious decision. It was a topic that actually came up. Because it's like, so what do? Do we put out a joint statement like Ryan and Kelly did? like, no, that's stupid. Let's just break up, and that's it. Like, okay, cool. So like for like 3 months,
you're on hiatus.
For like a couple of months, like nobody like I made a mention of it on the show, like your first episode, because it was like, okay, here's what's going on. This is why Ryan's now the co-host of the show. And then it was like, I'm not, I didn't address it at all after that. Other than like, if you're following me on Twitter and see Allie Burns and I go back and forth about like, horrible Tinder stories and shit, but like, or me asking like, so I just matched with somebody on this dating site. What do I say? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But like, I haven't made a big deal out of it. In fact, like I went and, I changed my status to single like 3 weeks ago. Like for the longest time, it just said no relationship info to show. Now it says single, but I'm not like advertising that fact on social media, because who the fuck cares?
Right? Let it happen where it happens, man.
Like I am not trying to pick up on most of my Facebook friends. I say most of.
right. It's a select few. If you know, you know.
I literally, I don't know if I said this on the air. I literally saw somebody on a dating site that I've met in real life and am Facebook friends with, and I'm like, what do I do?
Fancy seeing you here.
I was literally like tempted to just send a message like, hey, how's it going? Fancy meeting you here,
At 2, insert name. Like,
yeah. I don't like I've been talking to people. I've had conversations. Things are going okay, like but like, yeah, I'm not like, I haven't been like advertising I'm single. One, I don't, like, I kind of want to start dating, but I also don't give that much of a fuck.
What's the headspace to be in, dude? Like, if you seek a relationship actively, you're either going to creep people out or you're going to end up in one that will inevitably let you down. And when I say actively, obviously, yes, if somebody asks you out, you need to say yes. Or if you're interested in someone, you need to ask them. I get that. But, like, you can't show up to the party and be like, oh, cool, there's somebody. Hey, let's go out. It's never going to fucking work. Like, just got to happen, and then you go for it, So, like, that's the headspace to be in. Just be single, just chill. Then eventually, like, you'll be in a relationship for 10 years and 12 years and have to quit a podcast to save it. Like,
I'll tell you what, man, and this isn't a knock on you, but I'm never, I'm never letting a relationship dictate anything I fucking do ever again, and because I did
That
that
sounds
shit
like a knock on me,
and
pal.
I don't mean that as a knock on you. I absolutely 100%, think that you are making the right choice here. I absolutely do. So it's not a knock on you, but for me, like, yeah, I missed out on too many fucking opportunities when I was younger because I was in a relationship where it was like, no, you can't do that. So,
Yeah.
and that's
No,
the thing,
you know,
is like
and
I was
and
being
I get that. And
I was
get
being
that.
told like I can't do this. You're not being told to quit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's a
So, like,
distinct situation, and I completely get that.
Yeah.
And what that is that's like, basically abusive relationship. Like, you can't have someone
Exactly.
telling you can or can't do anything.
Exactly.
Like, on the flip side, and it's why I've been hesitant to mention it, because like the reasons that I am, departing from, weekly podcast hosting is primarily mental health.
Absolutely.
And in accordance with that, like, I would say 90% of it is a mixture of mental health and, I mean, unfortunately, I got to pay bills. I have student loans and shit and job obligations that are, they've been crushing me. I'm training the new guy. We're going to be straightened up, and hopefully in a couple months I'm feeling better. But I've been having a hard time with shit. And then the next two are I want to focus on writing for Shambles and playing our next couple shows, and I want to focus on the band. But another one, and Natalie, she's so fucking cool because she never went to me and she was never like, I need you to not do this. She was never like, you can't, but at the same time, like, she's my best friend. There's a reason we've been together for 12 years, and it's because she's the coolest girl ever, but I feel like I'm stringing her out a little bit. Our whole thing is like, let's go on adventures. Let's go to this show. Let's go see this comedian. Let's make sure we go out to dinner. And the thing is, with our work schedules and with me doing all this other stuff, we're really only hanging out, one night a week, and we live together,
Right.
So I don't want to...
Which is exactly what, why Karina and I split, is because we were seeing each other one night a week, 2 nights a week, and she was burnt out from work all the time. So absolutely, dude, you got to take care of that shit. Like, that's, you're not being told, no, you're not home enough, you need to not do this podcast anymore. You're not quitting because you're told to. You're
Right.
quitting because it's good for your health, your mental health, your relationship, like, probably your physical health, because now you can be home on a Wednesday and be like, yo, all right.
And go on the goddamn treadmill, which I haven't done since I had COVID back in November.
Exactly. So, I mean, like, yeah.
I've got that quarantine 15 hard, dude. You put up that video of us on stage, and I was like, oh no. Oh no. Like, oh shit. Oh no. I gotta lay off the beer. I gotta stop eating fucking Mike and Ike's every night, and I gotta get back on the damn treadmill.
Yeah, I've been talking about I need to start getting back into fucking exercising regularly because I've plateaued at like 205. It's funny because I was talking to somebody a couple of weeks ago, and I sent them I was joking about having shirts with my face on them.
Yeah.
Because I do.
Yeah.
And you can get those shirts at merch.thinksojoe.com. And so I one of the ones that I sent a picture of the, ThinkSoJoE has a podcast shirt, the Andre the Giant has a posse parody.
Yeah.
And, they go, oh, you got your weight listed on it. Thought that was hilarious. And I looked at it, I'm like, shit, I'm not 225 anymore. I'm 205.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I dropped 20 pounds. I still want to drop another 20 pounds. Just I've plateaued because I've stopped, like, actually actively working towards it.
Right, absolutely. And in the world of like weight loss too, it gets harder the closer you get to your goal, because it's just, and also like we're both saying this. I don't mean we don't mean obviously for any of this to be insensitive to anybody that is unhappy with their appearance or is happy with their appearance is larger. We're not saying any of that shit. I'm just saying
you're not happy with the way you look.
I'm one of those fucking dudes that, like, I was very, very lucky that I have a incredible metabolism. And wait, let's see what Laura said here. Eat bananas, lose weight. That is correct.
I'm telling Bob Paul on you.
That is fucking correct. But I was like, and I'm not bragging about this. It's more I'm trying to talk about how big of a fucking piece of shit I've been with what I'm eating. Like,
right.
I was like blessed with a crazy metabolism. I very rarely gain weight.
So was I until I was about your age. So
yeah. Well, yeah, that is the thing. Like, I'm fucking 32 now, but like, I eat nothing but high octane fucking garbage, and it drives Natalie nuts to no end. Like, I do eat salads every day, and I eat, veggies and stuff, but like, I also last night ate a bag of jerky and a bag of hot fries, like Andy Capp's hot fries. And it's like, the fact that I have gained 15 pounds when I have the metabolism that I do means that I'm just being an absolute piece of shit. And it's not that the weight is the problem, it's that I'm fucking unhealthy. I'm eating just trash. And I gotta straighten it out. And weight is not the best metric of determining what your health is, but from where I am, it's like I am gonna have heart palpitations if I don't start eating more vegetables. And
See, you and John need to switch places, because you know, then you lose and maintain that weight, and he gains the weight that he needs to gain.
He is a slender man.
I'd like
He's
to.
a very slender man.
I would definitely like to give John like 15 fucking pounds off my body if he needs it. I really like. You know, I tell everybody like the weight rating of this chair I think is around like 225. So it was like, shit. If I'm at 225. I need to start going in the opposite direction here, and that's how I got down to 205. But like,
I'm sorry that I'm laughing about this, but like I just had an image of like the chair just breaking and the shot just being you falling out, and I would post that every day for a year if it happened, and not to be mean about it, but it would be hilarious. Like. John to do a the John show. Let's fucking go. I would love to. That would be like like an ASMR thing.
Yeah, totally. I got this voiceover revision request yesterday. Oh, they wanted to sound like this. Well, first of all, why the fuck didn't you tell me that in the first place? Then I got to re-record this shit now. And it was literally like, you know, just very soft spoken. And I'm like, fuck. Where's John? Let's have John read this. Like, why the fuck didn't you ask me that in the first fucking place? You know my fucking reading style. Like, come on. I don't know, man.
Dude, so I gotta go back to
I got a guy it was last night, and he's like, I need a job done right away. It's like a 10-minute job. Can you do it? And I never got back to him because I'm like, I don't fucking feel like it. Like I'm already like in the mindset of like, this is how much work I need to do tonight, so I'm not adding any more to it.
Right. You've got your flow. Don't fuck it up.
So then he winds up sending me a revision request saying, I need this job like right away. Can you do it? Please send me a custom offer. Like, well, fuck, now I have to respond to this. So I finally, you know, before I went to bed, I looked at it and it's like 4,000 fucking words. I'm like, dude, that is not a 10-minute job.
Yeah.
Like, I will give you 24-hour delivery on this, which I don't like to do for anybody, really, because, like, you know, that just fucks up my, that just fucks up my workflow. Like, now I have to work. If I get everything done, then I don't have to work for 2 days if I don't want to.
Right. Well, the other thing, too, is if you do it on an unreasonable request like that, then the expectation next time is that you'll do it again.
So I send the dude a message. I sent him a message. I'm like, look, man, I can't do it right now because it's 4,000 words. It's 9 a.m. I want to go to bed. Like, I got stuff to do. So I've got to get to bed. So no, I can't do this right now. I said, I'll give you a custom offer for 24-hour delivery. But like, I'm not getting to it right away. Redelivered the original order because it's like, that's not even like what the fuck a revision request is for. Because you're not asking for a revision, you're asking for a new job that's 4,000 fucking words that you're telling me is only going to take 10 minutes.
Right.
So I'm like,
bad faith circumvention of the system.
So I sent him, I redelivered that, and then I sent him a custom offer. I said, listen, man, here, this is for your 4,000 words. This is for your broadcast rights that you always pay for. Thank you. And this is for 1-day delivery. Now, if you accept this right now, that's going to put you third in the queue. It's Wednesday. I'm busy. So it's going to be like 16 hours. And then before I went to bed, I get this message from this guy. Hey, I got to get to the office and I got to get my card so I can pay for this. But yeah, if you could get started on it right now for me, that'd be great. Obviously, he didn't read my whole fucking message because obviously I'm not like, I'm going to bed, dude. Fuck you.
Right.
You know?
Right. Right?
Fuck
Per my
you,
last
man.
email.
Per my last, yeah, right.
AKA, go fuck yourself.
Per my last, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I don't.
Like, come on, man. Like,
you are speaking my language with that right
like-
now. I am a.
Like, I like this. I like this dude as a client. He gives me good, well-written scripts. They're probably scams. People are probably, falling for and losing hundreds of thousands of dollars on. But, but at the same time, like, he pays me for full broadcast rights. He pays me for every word he orders. He doesn't usually complain or ask me for anything. So, like, I'm not too mad about it. But at the same time, it's like, dude, I literally said, I'm going to bed and I can get to this in 16 hours.
Yep. And I didn't read it.
And he's like, well, if you could get started on this right now, that'd be great. Like, so that when I pay for it, you could deliver. Like, no, that's not. I'm not in here 24 hours, dude. Like, yes, I live in the same space as my studio, but like I'm, and I do hang out in here most of the time because this is where my video games and, my computers, my guitars are. Like, so I'm in here most of the time, but like, I'm not working all the time.
Right. You've got fucking time to go do other shit in your life.
I have a life
Yeah.
outside of work.
Right.
At least I try to have a life outside of work.
You have a
Sometimes I
life
don't.
outside of work. It's just on the same screens.
Yeah, right, basically, yeah. Like,
But it's like I know what you're saying too, and it's like that the ambiguity in the way that people phrase things on email, either like where he's going, if you could just start on this right now. So what the fuck happened there? Did he not read your email? In which case, fuck him because he needs to be better with his, reading comprehension skills. Or did he see it, but he doesn't want to ask you directly for a bigger favor, so instead he passive aggressively just cuts to the chase of what he wants, in which case he's a narcissistic fuckhead and fuck him.
it could have been either one.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right.
And you don't know, so you're stuck in this state of like, fuck this guy, what am I mad about? No, and you're always the asshole no matter how you
Yeah.
approach it. It's like a bad faith way to address people. Like it's a demonstrable lack of people skills is the way I view it.
I am literally so there's the studio and there's the booth, and the booth is right there, and that's where I work. But when we're doing any kind of on-camera stuff, whether it be this, whether it be things you might not know, there's a big light pole in the way of me getting to the booth. Like, I could get there, I'm just not going to. Like, once I'm set up, like I got a request earlier from a regular, who is like one of my favorite clients to work for, and he's like, hey man, look, I just got a sponsorship for the channel, so if you could read this for me, I sent it over to you. And I was like, look man, I'm already configured for podcasting, so I'm not set up to like actually go in the booth and record, but I'll get you first thing tonight. Because he just asked nicely, like, hey, if you can help me out on it. Like, yeah, sure. Because he never asked me for anything. Sometimes I don't fucking deliver for like 3-4 days, and he's like, hey, just wonder if you had an ETA. Like he's never like, a little bit passive aggressive about it, but he's never like, dude, when the fuck am I getting my script? So
Right. Well, passive aggression it's a valid form of.
I'm guilty of it all the fucking time. So
yeah, it's a valid form of communication, especially if you lay it on thick enough and you the thing is there's some responsibility on your behalf if you're being passive aggressive to make sure the person understands that that's how you're being.
Right.
Like the problem with it is when you're passive aggressive and people don't get it and then you just let them think you're being earnest. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like
I gotta give like all of my clients that I work for off of the platform that I get most of my work from are just cool as shit about that. Like if I'm running behind on something, they'll just be like, hey, you okay? Like, I it's been a few days. I just want to make sure you're all right. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'll get to you. I'm just, swamped right now.
Yeah. And I got to say, as much as I've been complaining about my job, which it's been a massive burden, I am the same way. Wait a minute, Laura. Meg Ryan, don't swear. Scott will. Oh, fuck! Shit.
Oh, no.
Did any of these fucking air?
Scott doesn't care. Scott does not give a shit.
I have the worst mouth.
Scott does not give a shit.
I have a communication degree and a law degree, and the only thing I can think to say 90% of the time is fuck. Like, I have got the vocabulary of a fucking 2-year-old.
Well,
but the
if,
point...
if you have the vocabulary of a 2-year-old, but you are 18 or older, you can go to Mohawk Place on Friday night.
King of
Segued
the
my ass.
segus.
You can go to Mohawk Place on Friday night, and you can catch this next band, Gentlemen of Age, GOA. They're performing with Tension and the Enemies. It's Tension's 40th anniversary show.
40 years of tension.
Like, goddamn, man, you guys have been around as long as Metallica. Like, that's insane.
You guys have been around 8 years longer than me.
Yeah, right. I've been around as long as they've been playing music as long as I've been alive. So that's cool, man. So, but Tension with the Enemies and this band, Gentlemen of Age. That's 7 p.m. Doors, $5, 18 and up with ID, of course, at Mohawk Place. This is Gentlemen of Age, and this song is called Sword Quest on All WNY. Think So, Joe Show. Gentlemen of Age on All WNY. Think So, Joe Show.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fucking...
Killer stuff, man.
Just fucking great, dude. Just like old school hardcore. I fucking love it.
Like, I put the Heathens in the board, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is the show I'm going to. And then I, like, programmed this song, and I'm like, fuck. Like, this show is closer to where I'll be.
There's just too much rock for one city, man.
Yeah, man. That's another night like we had a couple of weeks ago where, like, everybody's playing at once.
Yeah, dude.
And those are always a little tricky.
God, that was fucking great.
So this is from Variety. This just came through on my phone.
Okay.
Days after Will Smith slapped Chris Rock during the 94th Oscars telecast on Sunday, the Board of Governors held an emergency meeting to discuss the consequences for the Best Actor winner. He now faces suspension, expulsion, or other sanctions permitted. It says he has 15 days to provide a written response. And the Academy has apologized to Chris Rock and other nominees who attended the ceremony and the viewers at home who witnessed, and in person, who witnessed the event.
And now, what board is issuing this?
This is the Board of Governors of the Academy. The Film Academy.
Yeah, no. So if you get to that level where it's the actual directors of the Academy, you can't fuck around on that level.
Right.
That's like the board of directors of a company cannot be involved in a publicity stunt because their entire duty is to the company. I do not know. I do not know if it's the same governmental structure for the Academy. What is it? The fucking Screen Actors Academy, whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
I don't know if it's the same duty that they owe, but this sounds to me like that is the evidence that this was fucking real. Like that this thing was fucking real. And if it's not, the entire thing is a sham. Right. The entire thing is a stage play that has no actual oversight.
Now, are you saying that you wouldn't expect a board of directors to violate their their responsibilities in an attempt to boost the company's or in this case the Academy's perception?
So let me try to be as specific as possible about this while going off the cuff. It's not that I would not expect them to act with malice or improperly, because we see this all the time. What I am saying is when that happens and you get caught, there are supposed to be consequences. So what I'm saying is
But are we talking about a board of directors for like a publicly traded company who have a duty to shareholders?
Yes.
Now that would be, I would imagine that would be something completely different to a board of directors of the Academy of Films and whatever the fuck, for the Oscars.
That is correct, and that is the caveat that I'm trying to stick in there, is I am not sure of the entity structure of this academy. Like, I mean, I know they call it the Academy Awards. I don't know what type of academy they are, if they're a corporation of any kind, if they're an LLC, if they are just an independent entity that calls themselves the Academy, but they aren't actually subject to like a charter that outlines their activities. What I am saying is the way that they're phrasing this makes it sound like the entity that oversees the entire operation is now recommending some sort of sanctions, which is like the equivalent of a board of directors removing somebody from a company or, imposing some sort of restrictions on them. Now, I understand it's an academy of fucking actors. This may have actually zero like legal repercussions in any way, shape, or form. But again, this seems to me like the only good that you're getting out of it is temporarily everyone is talking about it. And then at the end of it, you realize, oh, the entire thing's a fucking stage play. Haha, I'm gonna go back to doing something more worthwhile than paying attention to you fuckheads. So like, I would hope that they are acting, seriously.
Here's the thing, but if you're trying to right the ship, let's say, and get those ratings back to a higher level for your awards show.
Yes.
Right? Now, who is going to admit like you would definitely have the board of directors be like, yo, no, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. So we're gonna sanction you now. And nobody is going to admit to this because they don't want anybody to know that if you tune into the Oscars next year, they might do this same shit. They want you to tune into the Oscars thinking like, well, remember what happened last year? What if something like that happens again?
Right. You're correct. You're 100% correct. And I'm not saying that this doesn't happen and that it's not impossible. What I'm saying is if you're saying if it comes to light that this is all staged. Yes, if it comes to light that this is all staged, what I expect every self-respecting American to do is say, well, I'm done with all these fuckers. Tank all of their value, never go see their movies, don't pay any attention to them anymore, and realize that they took you for a fucking fool. Mm-hmm. Like ignore it because it's not like it's publicity stunts should be met with disdain, in my opinion. Not all publicity stunts, but guerrilla publicity stunts like this, where we staged a slap. Fuck you. Fuck you. Let me ask you this. Sinead O'Connor fucking getting up on stage and burning that shit. Like, if that was fucking stage, fuck you.
Ripping the picture of the pulpit.
That's fucking right. And it's like if Lorne Michaels told her to do that, then fuck them. No, what I want to see is you got up there and you fucking did that. So if they're staging this thing, fuck them.
Like Fear's performance on Saturday Night Live.
Yes,
basically.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You've been slapped in the face before?
A couple times.
Okay. What is your reaction when you get slapped in the face?
Well, I am a child. I'm a baby. If I get slapped in the face, I cry.
Okay.
But I mean, here's the thing.
if-
Did you look in Will Smith's eyes after he got hit? Because I'm not saying that he's not acting. I'm saying he's either the greatest actor ever, or he was genuinely stunned at what happened, kind of shook himself for a second, and then just kept going. You know?
I'm thinking, if that's me, if I'm Chris Rock, even if I knew I deserved it, you know, which he did, let's be honest. Like it was a very tasteless joke. It was something she can't.
Yeah, but again,
you know,
see,
she's
that's
sensitive about. She can't do
But see,
anything about.
I would call objection. That's declaratory.
Sure,
Sure. We don't know that he wrote the joke.
But legal.
Does he deserve it?
Okay.
Like-
Okay. But take the lawyer out of this.
I can't though because
I understand.
But he
I
battered him. You're
okay.
not allowed to do it.
But-
like,
but take the lawyer out of this and bring the human in. If I'm getting slapped in the face, I'm at least trying to shove the dude, like just instinctually.
well,
I don't. Like,
I don't agree with that. That's you.
Okay.
That's you.
Maybe Chris Rock is a better person than I am. I don't know. If I get slapped in the face unexpectedly, like my first reaction is to like, yo, what the fuck? And like try and shove back. Chris Rock just fucking stood there and took it. Kudos to him if it was real for just being like, yo, I need to chill. This is live TV. This is, you know, I got a job to do, and continuing on and doing the job. I just think if you look at the look on Will Smith's face, and I know what you're saying, but if you look on the look on Will Smith's face when he's sitting in the audience and he's yelling up at the stage, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," and you look at that look on his face, that is Will Smith acting. That is a Will Smith character face.
Okay, so let's try this then. Let's think about it from this angle then. If that's him acting, they show the initial shot of him laughing at the joke, and then the speculation is that his wife was extremely offended by it, and then in order to, you know, protect her honor, then he goes up and hits him. If
Sure.
he's already laughing and he's not actually offended by this and he actually thinks it's funny, isn't he going to be acting either way?
Yeah.
You know, so like, yeah, maybe that is what Will Smith is. Like, he's a big blockbuster actor. I'm not going to call him a one-trick pony because, like I said, man, he's been in a lot of movies that
Yeah, absolutely.
made me cry and shit.
No,
But
I'm
perhaps
not-
he got famous off of doing that one fucking Will Smith face, and that's what he defaulted to in a moment of adrenaline.
Absolutely taking nothing away from either Will Smith or Chris Rock or Jada Pinkett Smith for that matter. But like you know, and I get the argument that you're making, but for me, it's just like I am still. It's going to be hard to convince me that that wasn't a work, and that's me being a wrestling fan and like.
But the,
you know,
the world isn't wrestling, Joe. That's the
no,
thing.
I understand that.
Like,
I understand
you
that,
watch
but
wrestling, you're expecting it. Like there's some culpability on.
But that's the thing. If you
behalf
don't,
of the,
if you're watching the Oscars, you're not expecting it, so it's a big shock, and everybody's going to be
Right.
talking about it.
and it's a great marketing ploy, but there's some fucking culpability for doing that in an area where people don't understand.
You are absolutely
Like,
correct.
It's the same thing as when they were reading the War of the Worlds on over the radio, and people thought there was an actual emergency occurring.
People thought aliens were actually fucking taking over the earth. Yes.
FCC had to address the way that all what's it the all points bulletins were put out and shit, because if it is a medium through which people are expecting a certain thing, and then you it's okay to shock people, but if you convince people that something was real, that they saw something fucking real, and you pull the rug out from under people and it's a harmful thing, there's some culpability on your behalf.
Sure.
You know, so like that's why I'm saying either they were advised of all of the risks of doing this and said, fuck it, the marketing will be worth it, which is not outside the realm of possibility, or they made a wildly, or it was real. I almost made the same point twice because you can tell how I feel about it. I think it was fucking real because I think it's way too fucking risky.
Currently 1-0 Sabres for those of you who care.
Let's fucking go.
Zemgus Girgensson with his 9th of the season.
Our
Assisted
Latvian.
by Will Butcher and Kyle Poso.
Let's fucking go. Man, I went to that fucking Caps game. I was...
Oh, man.
it was a really good game. They played fucking hard, and Tokarski got lit up in the fucking shootout, and that's fine. It's what happens.
Yeah.
But
But to get to that point, though, and then, like, the very next game to be down, like, I don't know if it was the next game or the game after, but, like, 4-0.
Oh, well, the Blackhawks game on
Blackhawks
Friday,
game.
or sorry, Monday. Oh, my fucking God. Yes,
So
yes,
I'm
yes.
sitting here, I hadn't watched a game in a while, but I'm like, ooh, Sabres are playing. Sabres have been playing really well. They've been getting into overtime every fucking night. And my way of watching had been to, like, watch on ESPN Plus with a VPN. But I'm pretty sure ESPN Plus has figured out my VPN, so I was unable to tune in to the last couple of games. And when they got to the, like, when they went down 3-0 against the Blackhawks at the end of the first, it's like, oh, they're not, they can come back from 3-0. Then the Blackhawks scored again. It's like, oh.
And they scored like a minute and a half, 2 minutes into the fucking second.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere.
And then all of a sudden it's 4-4, 5-4 Blackhawks, and the Sabres score 2 more in regulation to win the fucking game.
Dude, did you see, I forget who had the immediate assist. I want to say it was Krebs, but it might have been somebody else that got Tuck the goal. I
didn't see it, but
dude. So I wish I could remember exactly who the players were. I know there's one guy behind the net, like fucking in the office, kicks the puck out. No, he overskates, goes to the office, kicks it back out. Dude has it and kind of backhands it through the slot through 2 dudes, and Tuck just taps it in.
Nice.
And it's just like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
What a beautiful goal. Like, for all the fluky goals in that game, Tuck fucking just nailed it. And then they get the power play with like 40 seconds to go. It's tied 5-5.
it won with like 12 seconds left or something, right?
Yeah. And Tage Thompson on a one-timer from the left point snaps his fucking stick. Puck careens slowly off the end boards, bounces back, and then fucking Lankinen accidentally kicks it into his own net, and it's a goal. Thompson is skating to the bench for another stick and turns around and is like, who scored? Fucking Tuck is like, you fucking scored, man. Like, oh my fucking God. You'll never see a flukier goal in your life.
Friday at the KeyBank Center is like RJ night. There's a banner raising and everything, so I'm gonna get there early so I can get my little mini banner and hanging on the wall here somewhere. I've got because it was like Hall of Fame day for the 49ers when I went, so I've got like a little banner thing that I got at the game that I never hung up. But I'm gonna get my RJ one and hang it up somewhere in here. Somebody, our buddy Chris Benbenek from Tudor Lounge over there, and Coffin Hook posted a video earlier, and I didn't even have to watch the fucking video. I knew what the call was.
Oh yeah, fucking Palmer's OT. Yeah,
I knew exactly the call. I knew it by heart. I didn't even have to watch the fucking video. Like, now do you believe? Now do you believe?
Oh, these guys are good.
That's the one.
Scary good.
That's the one. Scary good, man. Like, there was a poll, not too long ago. It was I think they were doing like a tournament of RJ calls on the Sabres social media, and one of them was like that one versus Mayday. I'm like, no, that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude.
Scary good all day.
Yeah, that's
Scary.
the
I
fucking
could
best.
care less about fucking Mayday at this point. It was a great call at the time, but god damn, I've heard that enough over the last 20 fucking years. I'll tell you what, man. We were at Odd Night. By the way, we got all the shirts from Odd Night except for the fucking red ones.
Oh.
I just this morning bought the red one off fucking eBay, so now I got all 4.
Hell yeah.
I'll have all 4. But we went to Odd Night, right? And so like it's this whole like 80s vibe. And Curtis Cook, the organist, before the game, like a day before the game, I was like, dude, you have to play Never Gonna Give You Up. And he did. And people are like, oh, I can't believe he rickrolled us. And Karina goes, it was him. And she points at me. And I'm like, I did suggest this. Yes, absolutely. He would have played it anyway, but, I will take the blame. And so, like, I got home, and they always show the replays, like an hour after the game. And I got home and I'm watching the replay on MSG, and I've got everything like hooked up through my my setup here through my board. So I was like watching the game, and I'm like, I'm gonna get that Rickroll. And they get to the point of the game where he plays Never Gonna Give You Up on the organ, and they cut to the fucking Mayday clip. I'm like, god damn it! Like, I tried to do that shit in Toronto because they were like, oh, you can tweet to our DJ and you can request a song. because they have a DJ in Toronto. I mean, we used to have one too. Now we have live bands in between periods, but they had a DJ that was like, playing throughout the game, and you could request songs. And when I was there, I was like, dude, you got to play Never Gonna Give You Up. And he didn't. So, much more respect to Curtis Cook, the Sabres organist, than the DJ at the Toronto Maple Leafs games.
That's fucking right, man. You know who the band was
He listens to the fans.
the band was on Friday at the game?
Who was it?
Marky Grand.
Really?
Marky Grand fucking played. Yeah, it was pretty cool, man.
The last time I actually caught a game on TV was Grosh was playing.
That's fucking right, yeah.
So I was in between periods trying to take pictures of the screen with my phone. I know these people. And they're not showing the in-arena stuff, but you can see it on the TVs behind Marty and Duffers. It's yep. Hey, there's Megan.
Yeah.
There's Grace. I know these people. So there are a shit ton of shows going on this weekend, and I encourage you, if you're in the area here, even if you're not in the area, find local shows in your area, but go on Facebook, go to the events page, click on this week, and just find something that piques your interest. There's a lot of stuff going on this week. Like I said, tomorrow I'll be at Mohawk for the DredNeks, because I haven't seen the DredNeks in a year. And I fucking love those guys. Those are my boys. So I'll be there. That's DredNeks with Joe Buck Yourself and Tombstone Hands at 7 p.m. tomorrow. $10 advance, $12 at the door, 18 and up. I got to stop at an ATM before we hit where we're going, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Now that I think about it.
Gotta pull some money?
I got to get some money out.
All right.
Anyway, and then, of course, Friday I'm anticipating being at the Heathens with Doping the Void from Germany, Heart of the Dog, and Dead Lounge. That's 8 p.m., $5, 21 and up. At Milky's on Friday night. Doors open at apparently 8 o'clock there. Gentlemen of Age, we just played, in the last segment there, Friday at Mohawk with Tension and the Enemies. I know Moxie Cleveland Cabaret has a show at Good Bar on Saturday with Allie Burns is on that show. Which I'm, kind of bummed that I'm going to miss, but it's, kind of me working for wrestling sites. It's kind of a important weekend for me to stay home and watch wrestling. So, hence wrestling t-shirts all week. I tried to pick the least wrestling looking t-shirt out of my entire wrestling collection.
You may as well have got that at a brewery or something.
Yeah, this is a Johnny Gargano t-shirt from Pro Wrestling Crate. Back when I was a subscriber there. But yeah, it's, anywhere you go, there's great shows going on this weekend. Definitely, check your area if you're not in Buffalo. If you don't have to go by what we're telling you to, go to with the songs we play. That's last week I went to a show that we didn't play music from.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to go to a show, but I don't really want to go too far. And I went to Milky's and I caught Christina Stock and Rue and, whoever the opening solo act was. He was really good too. I don't recall his name, unfortunately, because I'm a dumbass.
Some guy.
Yeah. And I'm absolutely planning on seeing the DredNeks tomorrow, the Heathens and Dead Lounge, Heart of the Dog, Doping the Void on Friday. Or possibly, if I don't feel like going all the way the fuck to Milky's, I might end up at Mohawk and seeing Gentlemen of Age and Tension and the Enemies. All, great bands.
Fuck yeah, man. Got a lot of options.
If you want to donate to a good cause, and I won't be here again Saturday, I'm not really free on Saturday. But if you want to donate, I'm going to push this back a little so I can see it better. Mm-hmm. But if you want to go donate to a good cause, Saturday at Stamps, there's a Ukrainian benefit show. All proceeds are donated to the Ukrainian Red Cross. It's at Stamps in Tonawanda, 98 Main Street. It's at 3 p.m. It's a $10 donation at the door. It's 18 and up. And listen to this lineup. You've got The Safety Meeting, Ram, Venom Mob, Capo 2, Rachmanov, Naughty Frog, Squint, Cardboard Homestead, Dagon Von Lovecraft, and Tina Williams, and and Johnny Revolting, who we're about to play, and I'm just sitting here man, you got Tina Williams is probably opening that show, and I haven't seen her in a minute. It'd be cool to see her. Squint is on that show. They're really good. We've played them on the show before. They had to correct me that their name is pronounced Squint, even though it's spelled with a Z. Capo 2 is a really good band on there. The Safety Meeting is a great band. And of course, Johnny Revolting are good friends of the show. We love those guys.
Yeah, they fucking rock.
They've been around for quite a while.
They played with my uncle's band back in the day in the 90s in Rochester. Like, they've fucking been around, man.
When we played back in October, we were like, you guys got to be on the show with us, right? And they're like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. They were trying to find a show with us for a while, and we were fortunate enough to be able to play with Buffalo punk rock legends in Johnny Revolting, who we're about to play right now. Again, that show is 3 p.m. on Saturday. It's a $10 donation, 18 and up. That's at Stamps the Bar, 98 Main Street. All proceeds going to benefit the Ukrainian Red Cross. This is Johnny Revolting, and this song is called Typical Day on All WNY ThinkSoJoE show, and I'll see you next week.
You've got mail, Laura.